So after watching this video, you are able to manage these results. Here you can see I have implemented a character, and on pressing WSAD, our character is move forward, backward, or left, right. Hello and welcome back with Unreal Nation. So in this video we are going to create a third-person shooter character from scratch. We are starting from an empty project and make all the basic functionality that a third-person shooter character has. So for that, let me open up Unreal Engine. Okay, here you can see I have already created some projects that is listed up there. So I am not going to use any of this. I am going to create an empty project. Let me select. First you will select game and click next. Now I am selecting blank project and click next. And here is some basic project setting. For now leave it as it is and give your project a proper name. For now I am going to give the name TPS, mean third person shooter, and click create project. For very first time it will take some time and open up the first interface for a new empty project for our TPS thing. Here you can see it will provide some basic stuff. Even we have created an empty project. It will provide the basic scene. If I am going and play click, here you can see it will render a simple scene. Now I am going to create this, convert this into a third-person shooter character. So for that we need some character and animations, because right now if you can go to your content browser, window, here you can see nothing is in this folder because we have created an empty project. So we need a character mesh and their animations to start with. So for that, let me minimize the Unreal Engine and open up the Epic Game Launcher. Okay, this is the Epic Game Launcher, and click on Marketplace. Here you can see we have landed on Marketplace, and on this you have to search Animation Starter Pack. Animation Starter Pack and click Enter. Animation. Oh, I have the from the spell. Animation SGA. Here you can see it will give me a suggestion animation starter pack. I am going to click that one. I have already downloaded this animation starter pack. This is the free of cost that Unreal Engine provided this. So I am just click add to project. Here you can see it will give me all the lists that I have created. So now I want to add this animation starter pack for my TPS. I have clicked to this project and click add to project. It will give some seconds, and after that our assets is showing up there in content browser. Here you can see I have an animation starter pack folder in which I have got everything that we need. Okay, let me close all that. Now our first and basic requirement is to convert this map into a third-person character, and for that we need a third-person character. We need a class of third-person character that should be spawned when we play the level, when we play the game. So for that we need a class of our character. So let me go to content browser. Let me add a folder here named blueprints. So I'm going to create all the blueprint functionality in this folder. So now I'm open up the blueprint folder and add a blueprint class. Just right click and add blueprint class. And now it will give me some options. So I am going to select the character that we need. A character is a type of pawn that includes ability to walk around, exactly that we are needing. Let me select the character and I am going to give the name TPS underscore my CH. Third person shooter my character. Let me open this up. It will open up a new screen. So let me adjust the screen in this. So here you can see it will give us it will provide us a capsule component that is also our collision component. So we are going to add our mesh into this capsule component. So on the left hand side here you can see on that side we will select the mesh, and now comes on the right hand side detail panel and select the mesh. Under the mesh tab, let me click this on none, and here you can see we have one only skeleton mesh that comes up with this animation folder. Here, this is the only mesh that we have added. So I am going to select the escape mannequin over here, and here you can see escape mannequin is added. So now you can see the placement is not exact that we want. So what you need is you go to transform section in the detail section, and in the location you need to minus 90 on the axis and click. Here you can see now the placement is exact. Now we also need to change the rotation because we need to turn the face according to this arrowhead. So now we need to change the rotation as well. In rotation, place minus 90 and hit click. And here you can see now our character is properly in that form. Let me compile and save. Here you can see we have a one class of our character. Let me go to our this project, and here is my blueprint class, and let me grab this. And here you can see now our character is spawned in the game, but we don't need that. When we are going to play that, it will automatically be placed in our level. So for that I am going to before we do further, let me save this project. Let me save this level of game. So for that we need to go to file and save run as. Let me click that and give our level name TPS underscore my level. And here you can see in our content browser my level is saved as TPS my level. Now what we need is, our first requirement is when we click play, it will execute this TPS level, and this TPS level got this character spawn in our level. So for that we need one thing, that is game mode. We need to create a new game mode in which we are going to change according to our requirement. So for that, I'm going to blueprint class and let me add a new blueprint class. Click that, and here you can see we have a game base mode. Game mode base. We have clicked this, and let me select the name TPS underscore my mode. Okay, let me double click and open up this mode, and on the details section of this mode, on this detail section of our TPS my mode, here you can see the default on class. So I am going to change that default on class to my class, that is TPS my ch. Let me select this one and compile and save. So now we have create our game mode in which we have select our character as a pawn class. So far so good. So now we are going to add some component in our character so that our character should be visible on our level. So for that, let me select this component and add. Let me select. First of all, you have to select our capsule component and click add component on the top and add spring on. Here you can see our spring on. Spring on is added in which we are going to add a camera on this spring on. So now I am going to select the spring on, and now I am going to click add component on the top and search for the camera. Here you can see camera is added to our character. Now when I comes up with my TPS, my level, and click play, here you can see nothing is showing up this on my level, because right now it is playing the default game level. So we need to change that default game level to my level that we have created TPS my level. We need to execute this level when we are going to play. So for that, I comes up with this TPS my level, and under the settings section, I am going to project setting. Here is the new window for the project setting, and on the left hand side you can see here that we have maps and modes under project. So I am clicking maps and modes. Now I am going to change this mode. We have to play our mode, that is TPS my mode. Click on that, and now we need to change these default maps and select my maps TPS my level. Now TPS my level. Now if I click play, here you can see our character is successfully spawned in our level. Now our game mode has changed to a third person character, where on every play we got our character. Okay, so far we have just converted an empty game project into a third person character game mode. We have created a basic class of our third person and add into our game mode. And that game mode is selected as a primary mode to be executed when we play the game in our project settings. Now we have to implement the functionality for our character. We need to walk around, we need to turn, we need to jump. So now we're going to implement that functionality. For that, before we're going to implement any functionality for our game, we need some inputs, because if we are going to implement any game for Windows based or Mac OS based, we need the inputs from our keyboard to move our character. In the gaming sense, we need 4 keys for move forward, move backward, move left, or move right. So now, before implementing any functionality, we need these 4 input keys defined in our project. So for defining these inputs, we need to go our project setting. Here There is another way you can go to project setting is you can go to this section. Under setting you have project setting. Click and open up this new window, project settings. Now we need to define our inputs to move our character. And now in the engine section on the left hand side here you can see we have an input. Click on input and now we have a first section that is bindings. Now we need to bind our input keys with our character. In this screen we just define our input keys. Let's get started. First of all, you click on plus icon for axis mapping. And here you can see we have got one mapping. Now I am going to give the name move FB. Move FB means move forward or backward. Now this name you can give any name. And now after giving the name, click enter. Here you can see it is open up another option where you can select the keys for move forward and move backward. We know that we have two keys for forward and backward. The W key for the forward and S key for backward. Now I click on this and search W. And now under the keyboard section, after searching you have to minimize this gamepad and we have a keyboard section, second section, and we select the W key, means for move forward. Now we need another one that is move back. So what we need is we have just click plus on that section and now we have to search S. And again I am going to minimize the gamepad and under the keyboard we have S keyboard key. Now here you can see we have a 1 for move forward and 1 for move backward. But in this value we are going to place -1 because when we are moving forward the value should be 1. When we are moving backward our value should be -1. Okay. We have implemented this. Now I am going to my EPS by CH. And now I am moving back to event graph. So these are all events that is provided. So let me delete all that. And now here you can see under the project setting I have defined move FB. Now we have to call the same function in our EPS by CH. Okay, so now we have to call the same function move FB. Here under we have two keys for move forward and move backward. So now I am just right click and search for move FB. Here you can see under the axis events. Here in the project setting we have added the axis mapping, and now under this we have, when we search for FB under the axis events, this same function is pop up here. I am click on this move axis, move FB. Now we need one more information to move our character forward or backward. What we need is, in our real life when we want to walk we need a direction. Now we need direction in which our character is going to walk. So for now in our game mode we have a camera is our main project. The camera is the main actor in which direction our actor should go to move. So now our camera is the main actor in which our character is going to move. Okay. So I am called the same one input axis move FB function that is defined in our project settings. Now I have this axis value. When we click, these values are the same values that we have defined here. When we click W, the value should be 1. When we click S, the value should be -1. This value. Now we need the camera. Now under the components, drag and drop the camera component, get camera. Now we need the rotation. So click a wire and get. So after getting the camera component, we need the rotation. So now click a wire over here and get word rotation. I'm getting the word rotation over here. So now we need the character to move forward and back. For that we need a forward vector. Get a forward vector. Now this is the rotation, exact rotation in which our character should move. Now in this blueprint section, we just got the rotation. We just got the direction that our character should follow. Now we need our character to move. So we add a movement component to our character. So for that, just right click and search add movement to input. Here you can see add movement component. So I have just executed the execution pin. The value should be the same one. Now here you can give word direction. Now I have select the pin and execute. Compile and save. Now our character should move from W and S key. Let me check that. When we click the flag, here you can see when we click the W key, it will move forward. When we click S key, the character should move back, forward, backward. Good. Right now it is performing accordingly our life. Now we are only the second thing. We also want to move our character left and right. For that we need the inverse. Now again we are going to project setting and add another axis mapping. And for that I am going to add move LR. LR means left and right. And for that I am going to add A key, minimize the gamepad, and here is the A key, the value should be positive. Let me add another one and search for an E key, minimize the gamepad, and D key. I think D is going to move our character right. That's what the value should be positive, and A key is going to move our character left, so that is our value should be -1. Okay, now we are going to implement some functionality when we click A and D key. Of the same way we are implementing the axis for move FB, now we are going to implement for move left right. So search the same name that we have added on our project setting, that is move LR. Now here you can see in this word rotation there is a forward vector in which our character is followed for moving forward and backward. Now I am got a wire from here and get a right vector. Get a right vector to move left and right. Now the same way I am going to copy and paste the same for add movement and give the execution wire, give our values, and give the rotation values, and say execute. Now we're going to test that is our character is moving from A or D key according to our logic. So now when I click the play, here you can see when we click W, forward, S, backward, A, left, and D, right. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, you can see our character is forward. functionality to move our character left and right, upward, down. I think we have enough. The video length is going too much, so in the next video we're going further with this project. See you in the next video. Thank you.